at home. If you're a Comic-Con veteran, you know Friday is when things start to really heat up and things start to get really exciting. That's where the big reveals come, the big panels, and the big sales. And we have all of that here today. We have our exclusives, starting with Tamashi on this side. They have a ton of exclusives. They have the massive Godzilla, the Atomic Breath color San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. We have the SH Figure Arts. We have Son Goku's Ultra Instinct sign. We have Android 17 and 18. We have the two amazingly huge and intricate Figure Art Zero statues. We have Brawly and we have Vegito. Vegito will work perfectly with the Gogeta that you got last year from us. We also have, from Flame Toys, you can see in the centerpiece this amazing clear variant Optimus Prime IDW version. It's a model kit, comes in this really awesome tin. The top comes off the tin, light shines through. It's like you got your own little Autobot matrix of leadership. Bandai America also has a couple exclusives. They have the Brawly Dragon Stars, and we have the Goku versus Perfect Cell Final Battle. All of this is available on bluefinbrands.com/SDCC. That's bluefinbrands.com/SDCC, or follow at bluefinbrands at all our social platforms for links to everything you see here. We are very excited. We have an awesome guest today. We have Adam Gettis. Adam, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you guys having me today.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. That was record time for you, Dave. By the way, that was like 1 minute and 22 seconds on all those.
Gonna be the Micro Machines guy.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Adam. Are you into collecting toys and such?
I was at one point. I had every Power Ranger from the original Power Rangers, Morphin Time, all the way up into, what was it, Wild, I think it was? Mm-hmm. Had every Zord you can think of. I think they're still at my mom's house, actually, in a box. So I was collecting those for a while.
That's the way to do it, because once you move, you got to box it all up and then take it all out of the box again, and it's exhausting.
Exactly. I also have some Dragon Ball Z figurines. I still got to put them up. We just moved here a couple years ago, so still trying to get some stuff together around the house, trying to get my man cave together. But I do have a few Dragon Ball Z. I have some Super stuff. Big Dragon Ball guy.
Nice.
I think I have a couple My Hero. Yeah, I have a couple of My Hero figurines. So getting there. I'm getting my man cave together.
What does your perfect man cave consist of? What do you got in there?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Right.
I have so much sports memorabilia. I played in the NFL for 8 years, so I have a ton of sports memorabilia. So trying to figure out where I want to put it, which wall I want to put it on. These are the only two things literally I have. So to have them in the camera is pretty cool. But
that's okay. I think the percentage of people who say they're working on their man cave versus people who say they have a man cave is greatly disproportionate. Everyone's working on their man cave. I think only like a handful of people actually have it where they want it.
Right.
Exactly. I feel the same way. It's tough to get exactly what you want on the wall. So still trying to figure it out.
I'm on like a pinball machine and maybe like air hockey. I'm into like the tabletop stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun. It'd be noisy, so
but
I had to be like away from the house so no one can hear it. I don't want everyone waking up at like 2 a.m. while I'm like screaming at my pinball machine or something like that.
That's dope. I see you got the machines in the background. That's awesome.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't play Turtles with anybody. I have friends, but you wouldn't know it with the quarantine, so it's just kind of sad. I'm just like a lone turtle, just all by myself, pressing buttons, and it's
the Ronin. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's a little depressing.
Poor Raphael.
I know. That's what it's all about. You know what's funny is he actually hits harder than everyone else. Like I started as Donatello just for the reach, but everyone took forever to die. And then when I switched to Raphael, they were like 1-2 hits and they're gone. So I was like, holy smokes, that's the way to do it.
There you go. There you go.
And you're actually a pretty big gamer, right? You have your own Twitch channel, play a lot of Call of Duty, murdering like little kids, all they're screaming at you over the headphones.
Yeah, that's my hobby right now. Since I've been out the league, been playing a lot of Call of Duty. I'm gonna start playing some other games, but Call of Duty is my thing right now. Just playing with friends, and you find people online you play with and just talk crap all day and shoot each other. It's fun. I love it.
No, it's the best.
If you're looking for competitive gaming, don't look for me.
Right.
But if you're looking for some good content, some good time, yeah, come on, check me out.
No, that's great.
Well, whenever I'm killed, I assume it's just some 12-year-old kid who has nothing to do all day but play Call of Duty. And so now my picture of when I get murdered, it's just going to be you now. I'm like, oh, maybe it wasn't some little kid. It was Adam.
9 times out of 10, he's between 10 and 12 years old.
No kidding.
It will affect my trash talk, though. I'm a big tough guy when I think it's a 12-year-old kid. If it's you,
Exactly.
I might back down a little bit.
Exactly.
It's funny with Call of Duty though, because like I could have like a KD ratio of like 4-1, and I'll be in the zone. And I'm like the greatest player in the world, and then the very next game I'll have died 30 times, and I might have like 2 kills. I'm so inconsistent. I'm like, nope, I'm literally the worst.
And that's what's so cool about Call of Duty. You can be the best player, and you can get killed by a 10-year-old. Like you said, you can have a 4.2 KD in one game, and in the next game, it's like, wait, what just happened? I died into a landmine. You know what I mean? So it's really cool.
Every step you just get blown up or sniped or something, you're just like, oh man, I suck. I'm just going to go dig a hole and sit in it and think about how terrible I am as a Call of Duty player.
It's the best.
I'm proud of my consistency. I'm always terrible.
I'm right there with you. Trust me, I'm right there with you.
But every game I'm optimistic. I'm like, this is my game. This is my game. This is my game. I'm like, nope, dead.
Yep.
Nope.
And
everyone's like, are you trying to downrank? Are you trying to downrank?
Right, I know, right? Like no, I'm literally this bad. It's a true story. Exactly. That's great. And Warzone's like that too. Like I get all scared. I hear like footsteps or gunshots off in the distance, and I get all scared, and I'm ducking and crawling, trying to be sly, and then I turn a corner and I just get annihilated. I'm like, that's it. I'm just gonna be Rambo and take this hill, because anytime I try and be sneaky,
hear footsteps all the time. I don't know what it is. I feel like I can hear footsteps from a mile away, but when the guy is right next to you, you're dead. It just happens to me all the time. He can be around the corner. I can't hear a thing. So I wish I could hear some better footsteps on that game.
Right? It's like, these bullets are defective. I swear I shot that guy 100 times. I don't know why it's not working.
Right. He's got 200 ping. Oh my gosh. I can't shoot him. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's the best.
Now you mentioned your 8 years in the NFL, which is incredible. Now, would we be surprised at the number of NFL players who are either closeted geeks or who are just full out and proud geeks? Is it is the scene pretty geek, or is it how I imagine it's just guys too cool for school?
You'd be surprised. So I was with Atlanta last year, the Atlanta Falcons, and I came in with my anime stuff on. I'm out and proud when it comes to anime. So I had my shirt, my backpack. Everybody's like, who's this guy? So I had this one guy. I'm not gonna mention any names because I don't know. But he came up to me one day. He's like, "You watch anime?" I'm like, "Yeah, I love anime." He's like, "I love anime too. Don't talk about it." I'm like, "Wait, what? This is good stuff." So we started talking, and then slowly but surely, another guy comes up to you, another guy, and then we're about to start an anime club with the team. It just never came into fruition, but there's a lot of guys, and you'd be surprised at some of the size of these guys that love collecting and anime and cartoons. We got I don't want to call it a cult, but it's a good amount of us that know each other, that stick together, and that's all we talk about is.
Right.
I picture you guys in like the game film room, and like when the coach is there, you're watching plays and stuff like other teams, and all of a sudden they leave, and it's like My Hero Academia or something.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly how it goes. We'll be watching film, and then after practice, we'll watch maybe 15 minutes of film, but Dragon Ball.
There you go. It's not a cult until you have like secret code names and handshakes and jackets with, Oh, okay. There you go.
We had it. So I guess it's, if you want to call it code, it's code.
Sure. No, that's great. How fun.
It's told through a look.
Are you a subs or dubs kind of guy when it comes to
It
anime?
depends on the anime. It depends. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super, only because I grew up with it dubbed. I have to watch it dubbed. That's just how I grew up. That's what I know. The more recent ones, I like to watch sub.
Right.
There's a lot of great voice actors out there, though. I met a lot of them, from Sonny Strait to Justin from My Hero. A few other guys. I met a few great dubbed artists. They do a heck of a job with their craft. Really appreciate those guys.
Yeah, it's incredible. We were talking to a guy that's trying to break into voice acting just the other day, Skylar Seymour, and he loves anime too. And like, it's his dream to be, a voice in like a video game or an anime that would just like blow him away. It's always really cool stuff. And I'm with you, like with Dragon Ball when it comes to like Toonami. I get home from school and it's like, all right, well, now I gotta watch Dragon Ball. And then when the first time you ever heard the subtitle version, you're like, that's what Goku sounds like.
Right.
That's interesting. All right.
Right.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah. Now, as far as as a football player, you do a lot of traveling and stuff like that. Is your is your geek endeavors, your anime and stuff like that? Is that a nice escape? To just you're away from home for so long. Is it a nice way to kind of be comforted by the comforts of home?
Oh, big time, big time. Like I said, even I'll do my film work or do my studying, but you have to have that time to just wind down and chill out. And anime is really big for me. Real, I say and it's not just anime. Anime and wrestling are my two big things that I like to kind of wind down with. And but really, I'll probably say 60-40 anime though. I love me some anime.
Nice. It's hard to unwind playing video games because then you just get more strapped. Especially if you're like playing like Call of Duty or something. You're like, I need to take a break from my break. This isn't working out.
No, I get so wound up. I'm screaming at the screen. My wife's like, wait, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm chilling. I'm good. She's like, no. You just screamed at a 12-year-old little kid. Right. I know. I'm okay. I'm
totally.
Okay. I got it out.
He knew what he was doing. He deserved it.
Yeah. This is the business we've chosen.
He said I sucked.
Yeah.
Right. All the game chats are the best. Yeah.
Now you mentioned wrestling. Like the WWE network that they have. How cool was that when all of a sudden you could just go back and watch all those old pay-per-views? We were talking the other day about how we used to drop like $50 every month on some crazy pay-per-view. So once that service came out, it was like, all right, whatever. It's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
So you've been into wrestling like pretty much your whole life then, right?
Oh yeah, big time. Even back when I couldn't get pay-per-views because I'm from Chicago. My parents, they knew nothing about wrestling, and there's no way for me to get pay-per-views. I'm watching it at 7, 8 years old. So the black and white fuzzy screen, I used to watch the pay-per-views through that. So all you can do is kind of barely hear it, but you can kind of hear it. So that's how I started watching pay-per-views back in the day.
Yeah. No, that's
so it's
great.
really cool now that we have the network. I'll plug in $9.99. It's cool going back and watching the ones I used to watch through the fuzzy screen and seeing what actually happened and how cool it was. And so it's really cool. I just watched the Undertaker documentary that he has out right now, and it's amazing. They did a really good job with that.
Yeah.
Do you think he's done?
Oh, he's done. It's over. There's no more Undertaker. There's no more Undertaker. I feel bad because I've been to WrestleMania 7 times, and all 7 were in a row. So I went from 2011 to 2018. I went to every WrestleMania. So I got to see Undertaker lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to see pretty much everything in the last few years from WrestleMania, and it's when he lost, man. When I mean everybody was quiet, nobody said a word. There was a women's match afterwards. There's a women's rumble, and nobody said a thing for 25 minutes during that match. Nobody knew there was a women's rumble. I feel bad for the women, but it was a big deal. It was huge.
Yeah, when I watched it live, I thought the first hit was the sound of the ref hitting the ground. I used to, I assumed like everyone, like, there's no way Undertaker's going to lose. I mean, Brock Lesnar is a beast, but Undertaker's going to win still. And so I thought that match was still going, and like everyone was shocked because like, oh my god, I can't believe he kicked out. And then all of a sudden they announced he lost. I'm like, wait, what? The Undertaker can't lose at WrestleMania.
Man, I saw grown men cry. That's how crazy it was. I had a guy next to me. It was not a family. It was 3 guys from, I think it was either Ireland or London, one or the other. They had their flag up. I don't remember what the flag was. But the one guy, he had to have been in his 40s. He started crying, and I didn't want to say anything. I was like, all right, I get it. This is a little too serious. Like, you got to calm down, dude. Just calm down. But it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. I remember getting emotional when Bret Hart lost to Shawn Michaels, and you talk about not being able to see the screen. Our channel 99 sort of had like that pink wavy, like blotchy stuff that you couldn't see, and so it was basically turned into a radio show for me. And I was listening to that hour-long match that they had, and then it was a tie. I was like, oh my god, he gets to keep his title, and then he comes back, gets kicked in the face, and loses. I was like, well, that kind of sucks. Like, I just remember just like all the wind being taken out of my sails. I was like, well, that's pretty terrible.
Yeah,
that was in our backyard in Anaheim.
Yeah, I know.
Those guys are classics, man. Yeah, those guys are classics.
Yeah,
it wasn't fair.
Performer of all time,
Yeah. Hart had Shawn Michaels in the sharpshooter, If they wanted to restart the match, he should have been put back into the sharpshooter. That's the only way it would have been fair. As you can tell, I am a Bret Hart fan.
Yeah, I was sad. I remember going to school that next day, like, oh, my feelings are hurt. I think it was Piper, wasn't it? Piper that set the rules for that.
I think it was Piper.
Yeah,
was it Piper?
Like, there must be a winner or something. Yeah. Lame.
I've been hating on Slaughter all these years. I'm misremembering this.
See, it's all about communication, Dave.
I'm still mad he betrayed us at WrestleMania 7. And...
Oh yeah, that was a kind of a weird little play to have him being all like pro-Iraqi and everything. That was
was weird, very weird.
The ballsy move by the WWE during the Iraq War.
That's Vince for you. You know, Vince, when he thinks it's great stuff, I guess it's got to be great stuff for him.
Got to commit. I was like, I don't think so, dude. I just saw this guy on G.I. Joe cartoon just beating the hell out of a bunch of terrorists. That doesn't seem right.
I mean, I guess it worked. We instantly hated him. You know, it's like it was like instant. Yeah. It was like instant heat.
That is always magical, right? When like a baby face turns into a heel or vice versa, like when that energy happens and we just all of a sudden just buy into it in like 1 second and everyone starts screaming and yelling. And the best is when you're watching on TV and then you see people in the crowd kind of looking over to where the aisle is and you're like, oh my God, who's coming? And then when someone comes to like rescue them and they went from heel to baby face or something like that, it's always so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. The best at that, I think, was The Rock. Especially when he started, nobody really knew who he was. Then he came out with Nation of Domination.
Right.
He was
calling everyone a piece of trash.
Yeah, the Nation was amazing. And then he turned.
I loved when he. Wow. Yeah, it was like Farouk's birthday, and he gave him like a signed picture of him of The Rock.
The best. The best.
Great. Well, when are you going to get into the ring, Adam? We want to see you wrestle.
Not anytime soon. Soon. I took my years of beating. I don't think I could take any more.
Oh, I can't imagine, man. That's got to be intense. Real quick, we did have a question on our live stream here. It's how do we get the SH figure arts, the San Diego exclusives? Dave, do you want to tell them?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can go to our site's probably the easiest way to go. Go to bluefinbrands.com/SDCC and you'll see a link that takes you right to all the Tamashii items. Or if you want to go to Premium Bandai US, it's p-bandai.com/US.
.com. That's great. Oh, and then we also have a question from Chris Cooper. He says, if Adam could voice any character in anime, who would it be?
That's tough. If I'm going to go with anybody, I would try to go with Zoro from One Piece. That's one of my favorite animes. Zoro's probably my favorite character on there. Him and Brook. Actually, I'll go Brook. I'm not going to say Zoro. I'm going to go Brook. Who doesn't want to voice a skeleton swordsman? That's,
right.
That's awesome. So I'm going to go with Brook, actually.
And doesn't Zoro always have, like, swords, like, in his mouth and all his hands? And it's like, how are you going to talk with sword in your mouth?
3-sword style and all that. 1,000 swords. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It just gets complicated.
When did you jump into One Piece? Did you start, early on, so you just kind of maintaining, or did you have to like jump into that like binge of 1,000 episodes?
So I was playing for Pittsburgh. I just got cut from the Redskins, and I went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I just rented a home, and it had no cable. So I'm like, okay, I got to find something to do for 2 weeks before Comcast comes. So let me find an anime to get into, and when you know it, One Piece was at 432. I think at the time.
That's still daunting, though, right?
Oh my God! But I watched probably 30 episodes a night. I watched 30 episodes a night. I was just so bored, and I had nothing else better to do. I was like, all right, I'm here in this house, no cable, no TV. Let me rock out this One Piece. So I'm caught up now. So
man, so you're the one person.
I think 931. I want to say we're on right now.
I know it's in the 900s.
Yeah.
I'm on episode 8, Adam. I have a ways to go.
You got a long way to go.
You got to start watching 30 a night.
Luffy and Shanks right now. You got a long way to go.
I do. I'm like, I have all this One Piece like stuff at like around my desk, and I'm like, I gotta get into this. I gotta see what everyone's talking about. And Dave's like, well, there's only like 900 episodes, and I'm like, oh, about that. Let me get started.
Definitely.
That's funny
Just
stuff.
skip around and say you watched them all, right?
Right.
Watch like the end of each arc, and you have to chase stuff.
Right.
I think there's like 12 arcs or something like that. So just the end of each arc, you'll be okay.
Right. I feel like Star Wars Clone Wars was like that too. If you just watched the last arc episode, then you would get it. There was a lot of filler on that one.
Yeah, there are like 4-episode arcs. Let's watch episode 4.
Yeah, watch the first one, watch the fourth one, and then you're pretty much
good.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything in between is just travel and like bickering and people getting captured.
Right. And if it doesn't make it on the previously on, then it wasn't worth watching to begin with. Look at it that way. Right.
Well, you mentioned you played for the Redskins. You know, I don't. We don't want to get terribly political, but what do you think of them announcing like a temporary name of like the Washington football team and selling?
Yeah, I was amazed. I was astonished. Snyder, I guess, came up with the idea to just be Washington. So, from what I heard, I guess somebody bought all the names that they wanted to go with. So they don't really want to give that guy that money for one of the names. So they're just like, all right, we're going to go Washington until we can find something else that he doesn't own. Because the guy, I saw an article, and he had like 40 names that they were going to use at one point.
Wow.
So they're kind of screwed when it comes to names.
Yeah,
So
we'll see what happens. Something interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty clever. I mean, it's terrible, but it's like
As
very
long as they stay
business
with the
savvy.
color scheme, I'm okay with Washington. Just be Washington. If you're Washington, just be Washington. Okay.
Right.
I'm cool. Right.
Why not, right?
Be you.
There you go.
You be you. I'll be me.
Right. Just be that. Okay.
Now, is
so
a player is something like that distracting? Like, or is it, you know, whatever jersey they give you, you're going to put on, whatever helmet they give you, you're going to put on, or is in the back of your mind, is that something that could affect the player?
I don't think it's going to affect anybody. Well, I said the players, at least, because like you said, you put on the helmet, you put on the jersey, they're paying you. You got to go play. You're not going to play bad on purpose, or you're not going to let anything, distract you from being the best player that you can be. So, I don't think it's going to be a problem. When I was at the Redskins, we had a lot of stuff going on. We had RG3. He was my draft class, so that was huge in DC. So that was, the talk of the NFL for a while. So that was huge. He's still one of my real good friends. So, if it's bigger than that, I'm going to be very surprised. Very surprised for the players, I should say, for the players.
Sure. How long have you lived in Texas?
We moved out here in 2018.
Okay. So you've experienced a summer in Texas already.
Man, it is ridiculous. Luckily, I say luckily, but I went to Tampa. I was in Tampa in 2018, so I didn't get away from the heat in the summer. And then I was in Atlanta last year. Didn't get away from the heat, so I'm used to the heat. But I don't know. This is some other type of stuff, man. This humidity. It can be 90 degrees, which 90 sounds hot, but it's really not hot. But with the humidity, it's hell. It really
gnarly,
is.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And here we could have been in San Diego if the world wasn't ending.
The best weather in the world.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh. I look forward to Comic-Con every year. And to have it taken away, it hurts. Seriously, it hurts.
How many Comic-Cons have you gone to?
I've been going since 2016. I don't think I've missed a year since 16. So
Cool.
Yeah, I love them. They are so fun. That is my nerd getaway, if I could say. The first year I went, Mike Daniels, who's I think he's a free agent right now, but he was with the Lions last year, known for being with the Packers. He did a panel for Funimation, and he brought 6 or 7 of his friends with us, and we all went with him, and we were just amazed at how big and crazy it was. We were like, all right, this is our pack. We got to come every year no matter what. This is our thing. We're going to go. So every year that's been our thing.
Yeah. It's interesting how so many different people from all over the world come to San Diego, and there's not really any fights. There's no bickering. There's no hate thrown anyway. Everyone's just there for geeky stuff, and we're all celebrating. Right. I mean, once the lines open up for figures, then there might be some pushing and shoving. but that's because people got to have their collectibles, right? That's just the way. The nature of the beast, but ultimately everyone's there to have a really good time. Some incredible cosplay. Do you ever dress up as your favorite characters or anything?
So I did. How many did I? So I think I did 2. So one, I did Bishop from X-Men. That's the year my 2016. So I had I want to mess up his name. Michael Mosley, who does the New Day's outfits from WWE.
Oh, okay.
That's New Day. He does Cody Rhodes and a few other guys. He did my outfit, my cosplay for that. And then 2018, I did, what was it? Legends of the Hidden Temple. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but it was,
that Nickelodeon the game show where the kids that go through and they get the prizes.
Yes, I was the 6'4", 300-pound kid with my helmet and shoulder and knee pads on.
Oh, nice.
That was my cosplay.
I could probably get away doing Mark Summers from Double Dare. I just gotta shave.
Well, I think if Bishop looked more like you and was your size, the X-Men might have listened to him a little bit more. He's a guy from the future. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. What could he possibly
show up there? Yeah. You show up there with your mutant brand over your eye. They're like, "Oh, this guy. Yeah, I believe him."
Right. He's right.
It's always cool when you see cosplay that do like mashups or something like that. I saw this giant predator one time that had like Captain America's shield and like Thor's hammer, and like he had like killed them all, and he's got like skulls on his belt and everything. It was pretty gnarly.
I saw one. It was My Hero, and it was One for All and All, and dang, what's his name? One for All and no, I get it mixed up. It's All for One, and I think it was Todoroki. That was really good. So he had the red face paint on one side and like the machine mutant thing on the left side. It was really cool. It was really cool.
That is right.
I think it's on Twitter still. I think it's still on Twitter. Somebody put it up there.
One year we saw like it was like a Batman and Joker split, like Prince did in the in the music video for '89 Batman. It was pretty cool too.
Oh, yeah, that's dope.
I was like, "Well, are you Prince or are you Batman and Joker?" It was pretty rad.
He said, "I'm all three."
Yeah. A trifecta of awesomeness.
Badass, right?
Well, that's great. So you're into superheroes. Do you wanna try your luck at our little superhero trivia game?
I'm down. Let's get it.
All right. These ones they're thinkers, so be prepared.
Oh gosh.
All right, here we go. This little sidekick has a pretty gnarly war cry, but all the little birds on Jaybird Street think it just sounds like tweet, tweet, tweet.
Oh my gosh. Sidekick, Jaybird Street. Tweet,
all
tweet,
the little blanks go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rock and blank.
Got it. Robin.
All right.
Robin.
You the man.
I just wanted to sing.
Yeah, he's a singer.
I was waiting for it. I was actually waiting for one of you guys to sing. That was the whole point of me not saying it.
No worries. And fun fact about David is he gets every single song lyric incorrect. This was the one time he was right.
100% wrong, yeah. I had the entire office singing the wrong lyrics to a song for like 2 hours until someone finally corrected me. I'm like, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it was changes, right? You kept, instead of saying native from like Commodores. And I look up, I'm like, I don't think that's the right song, Dave.
And I'm like, it is. I'm like, looking like Apple Music for like changes, and it's not showing up. I'm like, it must not be a song on here. And then,
wrong song, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. All right, who's the guy that gets sick when he eats a piece of green space candy?
Oh, that's Superman.
All right.
Pretty good, yeah.
Who's the guy that talks to fish while waving a pitchfork around like an angry villager?
That is Aquaman.
All right.
Aquaman.
Here we go. We're moving along here. What's the guy's name that gets all big and green when he's angry?
Don't make me angry. Are we talking Space Hulk or are we talking regular Hulk?
I'll take any Hulk.
All right, I'm with it.
And you know, one of my favorite lines from the first Avengers movie where he's like, "That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry." I was like, that's a pretty good line.
Right, that was smooth. Right, that was smooth.
All right, which guy is like Robin Hood with a bow, but he's more of a bird than a fox?
That's my man Hawkeye.
All right. He's got his 8 arrows, and then he's done for the day.
That's all you need. Big bodies right there. That's all you need.
Like, I'm going to battle. I think, like 13 arrows? That's probably enough. That's all.
Easy,
right.
Just get a couple twofers. We'll make up for it.
Yeah, there you go. He's good enough.
All right, you might need to get a rabies shot if this vigilante bites you.
Ricochet. I can't think of his name.
I'll give you a hint.
Rocket.
You know what? I'll take it. Rocket Raccoon. Since people
Raccoon.
Someone said that in the chat the other day, and I like that answer better than mine. Mine was Batman, since bats might have rabies. That was my thinking, but I'll take Rocket Raccoon. We'll say that's the right answer.
I tried.
All right. This villain would look good stuck on a refrigerator.
Good stuck on a refrigerator. Magneto.
Very good.
Yes, Magneto. Good old
Don't
X-Men.
like the weather? This superhero can certainly help.
Storm.
All right. She's a total badass. Love her.
Yes. I can't wait to see who's going to play her in the next movies.
Yeah.
That's the big thing right now. So we'll see. Well, actually, they're talking about Black Panther. She's supposed to be making a cameo, and they're talking about Janelle Monáe. So we'll see.
Ooh, that could be fun.
I would not hate that.
Me neither. I thought Halle Berry was good, but hey.
Yeah.
They were married in the comics for a little while.
Right.
Makes
exactly.
sense. I always liked the 90s X-Men cartoon really made me fall in love with Rogue. I thought she was a total badass. She's flying, she's punching the hell out of everybody, takes people's powers, and then in the X-Men movie starting in 2000, she was more of a, stand back and not get involved, and she was a lot less powerful, and that made me sad.
I just watched the whole series on Disney Plus too. So
oh yeah?
I watched it a long time ago, of course, when it was on Saturday mornings.
Right.
But I made sure once I got Disney Plus, I'm gonna rewatch it, and it's still to this day, it's amazing.
It is. I remember some of the biggest buzzkills I ever had was when it was Saturday morning. I turn it on and it was like a rerun. I'm like, damn it! All I want to do is watch my X-Men cartoon.
And to this day, it's one of the best cartoon theme songs of all time.
Oh, I know. My mom even knows it. She's like, "Do you still watch that cartoon with the?" Like, I can. It's pretty good.
Right.
Let's see. This nice lady always looks beautiful. Pity no one can see her.
So she's invisible. Is that the Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four?
Yeah, it is correct. Sue Storm.
There we go.
These are pretty tough, right?
They are pretty tough when you got to think about them.
Right.
Wow.
Last one. Here we go. This super bad guy is all about the bling bling and even goes so far as to sport one glove like Michael Jackson.
One glove, bling bling. This is a toughie. Wow. I'm stumped.
He snaps
It's all
a lot
about
too.
bling bling.
Oh, okay, Thanos.
All right.
Okay.
Good man.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that was a tough one. It's more of a gauntlet than a glove, but that would give it away.
Right, close enough.
Give it a 10. 10
Yeah,
out of 10.
you're amazing.
She survived the hot seat.
Yeah.
Thank God. Did I win $1 million?
You
Yes.
you want to attaboy and a digital high five.
I'll take it.
Yeah, and you are obviously more than welcome to come back whenever you so desire. This has actually been a lot of fun.
You.
Someone in the chat asked, what superpower would you have if you could have any superpower now?
There you go.
That is one of the most ambiguous questions because there's so many powers out there, and it's kind of hard to. But if I had to pick one, I would go fly. Who wouldn't want to fly?
That's a good one.
That is a dream as a kid to be able to fly. So I'm gonna go with fly. I know it's cliche, but I do want to fly. That would be dope.
David's is kind of an evil one.
Yeah, mine's mind control.
That is dope. That is
But
dope.
yeah,
Professor X.
Then it really lends itself to villainy.
Professor X was a
And
big
I don't-
guy, so
Yeah.
it might be okay.
We were at some conference once, and everyone's giving all these amazing things, like, "Yeah, I want to fly, and I want to be so strong so I can save everyone." And then gets to David, and he's like, "I want mind control."
I'm not even a bad dude. Usually.
Usually.
Yeah. The comedian Pete Holmes, he had this great bit. It was called the X-Men, like EX-Men, and he played Professor X having to fire X-Men who just weren't cutting it. And so there was one where it was Angel, and Angel's power is he can fly. It's his only power. And so he came in, he's like, Angel, what is your power? He's like, well, I fly. And? Well, that's it. I can fly. That's pretty incredible. He's like, yes, I'm very impressed that you can fly. As you can see, I can't fly. But, we have characters like Storm who can fly, but can also manipulate weather. He's like, I don't think we have room on our team for someone who just flies. Thank you. Goodbye. And then there was another one like Wolverine. He's like, Wolverine, you're great. I love you, but your body's full of metal, and our main enemy is literally a master of magnetism. It's like, so for that reason, I'm going to have to let you go. But yeah, he has this whole series, and it's amazing. He did one similar for Street Fighter. He was like the HR guy for Street Fighter.
That's dope.
Man, they're not too friendly. Speaking of Street Fighter, are you into fighting games at all? Like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
My biggest one is Tekken. I grew up on Tekken. I think I had all of them. I think I still do have all, because I kept my PlayStation. I was sitting over there, my PlayStation, Tekken wasn't on N64, but I still got all my old games.
Right.
But Tekken is my big one. Mortal Kombat. I haven't played Mortal Kombat 11 yet, but 10 was amazing. The storyline was dope. But the best Mortal Kombat was Trilogy for PlayStation, which I love still to this day. And then the old Streets of Rage.
I mean, I have 1, 2, and 3 right there. I'm with you on that one.
Streets of Rage, if you want to bring it back.
Sure.
Bring it back to Sega Genesis, or not Sega Genesis. I forgot the little cartridge joint, but it was Double Dragon was amazing.
Oh, sure.
If you want to take it back a little bit further, so big fighting game guy, and Bandai's got some great fighting games. So.
Oh, I know, and it's embarrassing that I suck at Tekken, and it moves like there's a different flow to it. I don't want to say that it's slower, but it's the timing I just can't master.
It is off compared to Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it's definitely off.
And I'm just like, I am terrible at this game, and I like if I play online, I lose every match, and even when I play against computer, like I swear it's just the bane of my existence. I am just terrible at Tekken, and it just doesn't work out. And every time I think I'm on a roll, something happens where I'll get that punch where you fall down slowly, like you suck that bad that you have this slow epic fall. I'm just like, oh man, I'm terrible at this game. It doesn't work out.
I discovered early that I could be semi-bad at all fighting games, or I could be kind of good at one and then just terrible at the other. So I just focused on Street Fighter. So I could do okay at that, and then if any other game, I'm just gonna get smoked unless they have the same control scheme.
Right.
Yeah.
I like Street Fighter too. I had Street Fighter the movie game, which was really cool. A lot of people didn't really get into it, but I thought the movie was amazing. So I was like, okay, I'm getting the game. They had all the music from the game or from the movie in the game, and the graphics were all looking back, they were awful. Back then, they were like, oh my god, they look just like the movie.
Right.
But yeah, I had Street Fighter the movie game, and I thought it was so dope.
That's rad. And Raul Julia's M. Bison, he's like the first Dr. Evil. He's like, I want $1 billion. Make it happen. I want it now.
There's a line from that movie. He said, you meeting me is probably the greatest day of your life. For me, it was a Tuesday. One of the best lines ever. One of the best lines.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, no.
It's one of my favorites.
It's me trying to seduce Chun-Li.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, that movie was nuts. And like when E Honda's getting all like beaten and whipped, and he's just like picking at his teeth, and it's like it's a normal day for him.
Him and Balrog are just talking to each other.
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna get out of this. Just give me a second.
It's like, doesn't that hurt? It's like, no, my mind goes to a different place. I don't even feel it. Well, next time your mind goes away, can you have it bring back a pizza?
Right.
I'm like, thanks, Street Fighter.
I can't believe we remember that much of that movie.
It's so good. I'm telling you, it's so bad that it's so good. That's how it is.
Oh, it's funny. It's always interesting when a video game makes that transition to a movie, and it's hard to tell that story especially if it's one that's like the game took you 20 hours to play, and then all of a sudden they got to cram it into a 90-minute movie or something like that. That's a pretty big challenge.
I love my game to movie movies. Mortal Kombat's another one.
Oh, it's amazing.
One, amazing. The second one wasn't as good, but
you got it.
Bad. It wasn't bad. They changed the rating, which I hated, but
yeah, Christopher Lambert's pretty badass. That was hard to lose
agree.
him with his laugh. He has a great laugh.
And then the next Mortal Kombat is supposed to be coming out. Well, I guess whenever this Corona stuff gets over.
Right.
They said 2021, so, and it's James Wan, I want to say.
Yeah, it's getting an R rating too, so it's gonna have your.
I think it's gonna be
fatalities.
Yeah, they said fatalities and brutalities in this movie. I'm excited. I'm very excited for that movie.
It's like,
I think with Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I think they just tried to do too much. They tried to cram too much into one movie, and it was just, look at this quick scene, look at this quick scene. But it was always fun seeing, Shao Kahn and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and the new Tomb Raider movie was pretty decent too. Vikander, she's a total badass.
I'll take it back to Angelina Jolie when she did
her
her
Tomb Raider
movie. That one was great too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I like the first Resident Evil a lot as well. I thought that one was really fun, fast paced. And then once you started getting like superpowers, it was interesting. It was always a thrill. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's a good popcorn movie. I mean,
right.
I'm a simple creature, Adam, and I just need a giant drink and a tub of popcorn, and I'll pretty much enjoy anything.
I'm the same way, but take out the popcorn and give me some nachos. I'm all good.
Oh, there you go. That too.
Now, you mentioned your loves for video games and for wrestling. Did you ever play like the old Nintendo 64 wrestling games, like the WCW versus NWO and stuff like that?
So I had WCW versus the World on PlayStation, which I don't even know like 90% of the guys on there because they were from Japan. I also had what was it, WWF? What was it? Oh my gosh! No, it's Raw vs SmackDown. I had that one, and I had another one. It was on N64. I can't remember what it was called. No Mercy. No Mercy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I remember No Mercy.
I got No Mercy 64. So I had a few, and I was not good at them at all, but they were fun. That was the only fighting games I was never good at, the wrestling games.
I had Royal Rumble on Super Nintendo, and that one was a lot of fun.
Okay.
And I had the fighters were actually able to come in at like a timed amount, and then you could throw them out. And then there was like WrestleMania, the arcade game, and it had like Vince all like, "It's a total debacle," and it was all like the audio was all weird, and it was pretty ridiculous. It's fun the first time, but after a while, you're like,
chat has turned into just terrible Mortal Kombat quotes. It's like in the Mortal Kombat 2, it's like, Melina, mother, you're alive. Too bad you will not be. Or
will die.
Yeah.
Lou, you will die. Your soul is mine. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's good stuff.
Definitely.
And then like with Mortal Kombat, Kerry Tagawa, he was amazing as Shang Tsung.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's like you totally bought into it. Like, yeah, he's not like an old man, but I was convinced. I mean, so much so that they added his face they basically have him as Shang Tsung in the Mortal Kombat game that you haven't played yet.
I want to say they
spoiler alert.
Too.
Yeah, he is. They use his version, like his face.
Oh, that's so dope. That's
so
dope. I read about it. I wanted to. I just haven't bought it yet. But
yeah, it's pretty rad.
Spoiler alert.
No, I guess it's so gnarly though. Like I think you said you played like 10, right? And like when Kung Lao has like his little hat spinning, and then he puts his foot on their face and just pushes their face into the spinning blade. You're like, oh, I don't like that one. I don't like body horror on the face. Makes me nervous.
I feel you.
Yeah, I don't like anything that's like slow. I like the fatalities that are quick. I dig. It's just like in Saving Private Ryan when what's his name? The German thing slowly stabs him. Like that's 1,000 more times impactful than like any other death in that movie.
True.
True. But yeah, whenever there's a slow death in the fatalities, I'm always like you have time to prepare for it. And you're like, oh, I can't watch it.
Yeah, Dave. They're literally like trying to do a push-up to get their face away from the spinning blade, and he just puts his boot on the back of their head and just pushes their face slowly into it, and it is horrendous.
I love it.
It's just
I love more
cringeworthy.
scary
Rated
movies.
E for everyone.
Oh, do you like scary movies?
I do. Big fan. I try to watch. Well, at one point, I was watching one every night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was my point and my goal in life to watch one every night. So.
Do you have that scary movie streaming service?
No.
What is that one called?
What is it called? I know what you're talking about.
Shudder. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's some scary stuff.
I don't have Shudder. I got Netflix.
Oh, there you go. Now, let's say you watched a movie at like midnight or something, and it's 2 a.m. It's time to go to bed. Do you double check all your locks a couple times before you go to bed?
I have some security in place.
Yeah, you're like, well,
anything comes in my house, it will be taken care of.
You're like, I know I locked the door, but let me go back and check one more time.
Right.
I won't be able to fall asleep if I don't check.
Right.
Man, I remember when Rob Zombie he remade like the Halloween movies, and I had watched it so late at night, and by the time it was over, it was like 3 a.m, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go take out the garbage. I ran as fast as I could to go take out the garbage. It was like so stupid, it's so irrational, but like I'm just like a grown man. I'm like, oh man, I'm not letting anybody get me, and I booked it out to the garbage can. It was so stupid. I felt like such an idiot when I got back inside, but it was like legit fear.
I remember when The Strangers came out. That one messed me up really bad.
Yeah.
I went, like you said, I went out for, I think it was 2011 it came out. So I was still in college, but same thing. I was taking out my garbage to the corner, and there's some kids, there's a bus stop on the corner, some kids just standing there, and they were watching me. I'm like, all right, I gotta go. So the same, yeah, I've had that. I've had that before.
You sizing them up, you're like, I could probably take them, but
Yeah.
Home invasion. Yeah, anything home invasion, I'm out.
It's not
I'm
good.
out.
Exactly.
Stress me out. Would you ever want to act in a horror movie?
Horror movie? When I saw Busta Rhymes do what movie was that? It wasn't Alien. It was it wasn't Scream. He did one of those movies. Once I saw how bad he did in that scary movie, I was like, okay, I can't. I would never act in a scary movie. No, I'm not gonna embarrass myself like he did.
Yeah, weren't they like all in a house and there was like cameras and stuff? I forget.
I forgot what movie that was. Golly, it was 2008. I think it came 7 or 8.
Yeah, maybe our listeners know.
Bad. He was bad.
Busta Rhymes ruined it for everybody.
He survived. I don't know how, but he ruined it.
Oh man. Now, have you ever thought about acting at all? Was that something you ever want to do?
Voice acting, yeah. I know Funimation has their place in Flowery Mound, Texas, which isn't too far. It's about 4 hours away. And they've asked me to come and, maybe do a couple or, real small little things for some animes. So I just got to figure it out, make my way up there. But that's actually something I would really like to do. Maybe voice a character or do something for anime. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be rad. 4 hours might be a long way to travel for a grunt.
But you're on
it's still cool
forever.
Though.
You're on the internet forever, so I think it's
totally cool. I heard that Sean Connery recorded the intro to Highlander in the bathroom. And that's why it has like a weird echoey sound.
Really?
It sounds all neat. Yeah, he was just in the bathroom. He's like, I'll just do it right now.
That's awesome.
Like, I'm not going into a studio to read this. I can read this in my tub.
Right, I got this right here.
Man.
And I picture him in the tub with one of those like trays that go across where he's got like his soap and his washcloths and stuff.
Maybe some tea and a rubber ducky.
Yeah, and then him just reading it with just like bubbles covering all the
all the good
the
stuff.
essentials, right?
And I bet he read it one time and said, "That's good enough."
Yep.
Right, I got it. It's done.
He's like, "Why do we need to go again? You said I got it. We got it."
That's awesome.
Oh man.
But yeah, Funimation's a cool place, and if you're in Texas, it's always funny when you talk about Texas because it's such a huge state that you could be 12 hours away from something. I remember we used to drive to Texas every year from Southern California because my dad's from Texas. And I remember the first couple times we got to El Paso, I get excited. Yeah, we're in Texas. We're almost there. And you realize that El Paso's halfway. Still got 11 hours left to travel through Texas, which a lot of Texas is not interesting to look at.
Flat.
Same thing with Illinois. Nothing but cornfields and flat land. That's all.
Yeah. Then you get to Chicago.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, hey, I'm home.
I love Chicago. We were there in March. It was pretty rad.
I'm actually from the south suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah, it's great.
Born and raised, so I know.
That makes you a White Sox fan?
Yes, Southsider. I used to go to Sox games all the time. My dad would get tickets from his company, and we go sit in the box and watch the games.
Is there any place that you can order a Coke instead of a Pepsi in Chicago?
Chicago is a Pepsi town.
Right. I was about to say, there's not too many.
They probably got run out, right?
Exactly.
You need to buy production money for your business if you sell Coke.
Yeah, I finally went to Wrigley about 4 years ago because I'm a big baseball fan, and I always want to go to Wrigley, and every year you hear like, oh, pieces are falling off. You better get there. So we finally made the pilgrimage. And then like a year later for work one night, I went to, I can't even remember what it's called now, the White Sox Stadium. It's like Guaranteed Rate Park or something. It's like the worst name for a stadium in the history of stadiums. I'm sure people still call it Comiskey. But I remember I went there and it was like freezing and it was like semi-raining. So there was probably like 900 people in the stadium to where when I gave the ticket guy my ticket, he's like, sit wherever. It was the first time I went to like a sporting event where like, yeah, just wherever you want to go.
Go do your thing.
Yeah.
We're good.
And it was all like college kids and like most of them were like dressed up. Like one guy was in like a banana costume. Like I guess it's just like the thing for college kids to do because on like nights like that, like it's like $4 to go to the game because no one wants to go on like a freezing rainy baseball game. But it was great because I just wanted to go be in the stadium, walk around, check out the ambience, have some of the food. But yeah, I like Justin. I love Chicago. I had a lot of fun there.
Oh, it's a great time. It's a great time.
One of our workers, Frankie, he's in Chicago.
Okay.
And he's always next to me at our trade shows, and it's always fun to talk about how awesome Chicago is.
Yeah. He says to ask you if you say soda or pop.
I'm pop 24/7. I get that question a lot, actually, especially down here. And then everybody's like, "No, it's soda." I'm like, "You call it what you want. It's pop."
Yeah, we say soda.
You say what you want, but just know you're wrong. It's pop, right?
Exactly. It's pop. It is what it is. They're like, "Well, it doesn't pop." I don't care. It's pop.
Right. You're like, no, it's got a twist.
Right. It's just,
Start calling it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Sound effects. That's what it's all about, right? Onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, cool. Where can people follow you, hang out with you on Twitch and all that stuff?
So I'm on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all of them actually are HawkG73. Playing video games on Twitch, playing Call of Duty right now. We'll be playing some different games later, but Call of Duty is my thing right now. So come check me out. I'm all over it. I'm not afraid to follow back. So hit me up.
Nice. The just out of curiosity, on the Call of Duty map, that's like the little British square. The what is it, like the Piccadilly Square where there's all like the double-decker buses?
Yeah.
I hate that level, and I get it every time I play.
It's awful. It's awful. That's why I stick with Warzone.
That's all you can do, right? Yeah. Dave, do you want to plug the nice exclusives and where to get them one last time?
Absolutely. Well, first, thank you so much, Adam, for joining us. It was a ton of fun talking to you. The chat is just going nuts about how awesome it is and how much they want to keep talking to you. So they'll definitely be following. But for the exclusives, make sure to go to bluefinbrands.com/SDCC or follow us at bluefinbrands for some of the top links. We have the Tamashii items that we discussed earlier. The Godzilla, the color event exclusive. We have the SH figure arts for Goku Ultra Instinct Sign, Android 17 and 18. The figure art zeros for Vegito and for Brawly. These are great for people who are subpar at posing, like some of us. They're fixed statues that look amazing, look incredible. Go to bluefinbrands.com/SDCC to see just a ton of pictures of them. Obviously we have Optimus here. We have the clear version. This is the top of the tin. I don't know if you can really tell, but because it's a kind of a cloudy day, but the light shines through the top. It makes a really cool Autobot matrix of leadership. The model itself is just a lot of fun to put together. It's super posable, very articulated as far as, arms, legs, and everything like that. Comes in a collectible tin. We have the Bandai America exclusive, the Dragon Stars, and the Goku vs. Cell final battle. Bluefinbrands.com/SDCC or at Bluefinbrands for all of that information. And thank you guys so much for watching. We will have another live stream, I believe, at noon. Is that correct, Justin?
Yes, with Jake
He's
Choi.
the keeper. He's the keeper of the time. Yeah. But until next time, thank you guys very much for joining us, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Real quick, you have to settle something. What pizza is better, New York or Chicago?
Chicago, deep dish, hands down.
Sure.
Hands down.
You just have to watch the extended editions of Lord of the Rings while you wait for it to cook, because it takes forever.
Just call in. Be ready by the time you get there.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you again, Adam.